Hello again, everyone. We're going to make a caramel apple card with this group of products. So first off, go ahead and take your real red piece of cardstock and fold it over. If you have a bone folder, you can burnish the edge. If you don't, that's fine too. You can always use a thumbnail or something. It should line up fairly well. If you have any of these ridges from my paper cutter, you can even take a pen, just smooth it down. Whatever works. If that bothers you, if it doesn't bother you, then it's not a big deal. All right, so we're going to use, this is a soft suede paper, it's called, and we're going to put that down first. Oh, excuse me. Anyway, I'm going to use some Stampin' Seal. You can use whatever adhesive you have on hand. I like the Stampin' Seal because it's fast. But sometimes I have to redo things because I don't line it up well. So I'm praying this works out pretty well. So there we go. There's our first layer. The next one we're going to use is this. You have two pieces of the Very Vanilla. One has a texture to it and one does not. I'm going to use the one that has the subtle embossing folder used on it. And again, I just used my Stampin' Seal. And then this layers on top of this. You can always build this. Make sure you have all the parts where you want them. I already stamped on my apple. I know some of you have the stamp set and some of you don't. So I tried to use as many projects as I could that the stamp set would be optional. But I did stamp it on mine. So this is what my caramel on top of that would look like. Or if you don't stamp it, the caramel will look like that on top of it. Now the caramel is, where is it? This is what I had to wait to dry. The shimmery crystal effects is what I had a hard time getting it to dry yesterday. But anyway, so we're going to glue that on top of there. I don't know, maybe I want it on the side that doesn't even have. I think I like it without the stamp side. So I am going to use this runny glue. It's Tombow Mono Adhesive Glue. We sell it with Stampin' Up, but I don't use it very often. But since this has some, I don't know, waves and bumps, I want to use it. This is my hold it so that the glue stays in the tip cup. Nothing really all that major and nothing fancy and definitely nothing you can buy. All right, so I line that up and then I'm just going to hold this down for a second. I'm going to thank everyone again for signing up for my stamp class, my class to go by mail, whatever I was calling it at the time. And I'm pretty excited. This is one of my favorite ones. All right, it looks like I got a little too much glue on there, but that's all right. It will dry clear and it'll just look like more caramel. So note to yourself, don't use as much glue as Cheryl did. Anyway, I think, maybe I'll turn this over or get a different one in a minute. We'll move down. So the next thing we're going to do, I am going to use a little bit of some dimensionals. You can use whatever you have. And I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back to kind of just pop it up a little bit. Before I do that, I am going to add my stick. I ran the sticks through the embossing folder, the wood one. You can use whichever side you'd prefer. I'm going to use a glue dot on these. I know I've got more kinds of adhesive going than anything else. My hands are so sticky. So glue dot, but you use whatever you have. which is what we all have to do. I just happen to have a lot of glue. And I'm going to put my stick for my caramel apple there. Oh, I forgot to peel off my papers on my dimensionals. And this could be birthday, happy Halloween, thinking of you. I think you're sweet, whatever you'd want it to be. So there you go. I put that on there. The next thing, I made bows for you because I did. What I took is, or what I did is I had all the things laid out. Oh, here, yeah. I used this crinkled seam binding ribbon, and then I colored it using the blends, and I made it. This is the darker red and this is the lighter red of the blends, and I made a bow, and you can just stick your bow on if you want a bow on it. I'm going to use a glue dot, and this bow is kind of wonky actually, but let me show you how I tied my bows, because I have an extra one I was going to use with you. So I just did the 2 bunny ears, and maybe this one will turn out prettier. Bunny ear, poke one through the hole, you know, like you did when you were teaching your kids or when you were learning to tie your shoes. There we go. Oh, this one's, I think, a little prettier than my other one. The ones I sent to you are much prettier, I think, than the one I did for myself earlier. So there's a bow, and then we'll just take that glue dot. What did I do with the glue dot? Oh, okay, we have a mysterious glue dot running around. Won't be the first, won't be the last. And then I'm just going to put it here. And that didn't stick. So I'll just put the glue dot there, and then I'll put the bow on top of it. And I don't know how many people would have bows on their carameled apples, but maybe we should put it on the stick instead of on the caramel, right? However you want to do it. It's yours. I am going to stick another glue dot underneath this end of the stick, just because. So there we have it. I did include some red rhinestones. I have it so that there's enough for 3 for each card, but I gave you 6. It's in one of your envelopes. So you can use 3 on each card, or use 6 on one and none on the other, or however you want to do it. So there's this card. The only thing we have left to do is when you open it up, it would be hard for someone to read what's on the inside here. So you can go ahead and do something on this. I'm going to stamp the half of the apple using one of my blocks. Just a second. And I'll probably, since I have my blends out, I'll probably use one of the blends. So I'll just put it here. That looks good. And I am going to, let's see what it says. You make me smile, feel better soon. I'm going to use the You Make Me Smile. There it is. Still have my stem on from another from an earlier video, or later, depending on what order you do these in. There we go. A little crooked, but not too bad for not wanting to get my head in the camera. So I think I will color it with the dark red marker as long as I have it out. I don't think I will, I think I'll leave the white. I'll just color the apple, the peel. I'm not going to get too fancy. You make me smile. An apple for the teacher, isn't that correct? All right, I am going to go ahead and use my stamp and seal again. You use whatever you have. And if you need any help with products, let me know. If you would like a catalog, let me know. If you don't already have one, I'd be happy to share one with you. So there you go. So there's this card. Little caramel apple on the front. You make me smile. A dentist would like us to have that one. You know what? I'm going to make that seed a little brown seed. Oh. Of course, I'd have to find my marker. And my marker isn't close. So I will color my little brown seed a little bit later. But there you have it. Oh, an envelope. Let me see. Let me grab an envelope for this project. We're using the very vanilla on these. You'll notice they're just a little off-white. So I always have something on my envelope. So we'll just go ahead and add the apple slice on the outside of the envelope. And let's see here. We'll do that. And I think on the back flap, we'll put the You Make Me Smile. And I will lightly color this in with my red. I have to say lightly because it does bleed through the envelopes if you color a lot and blend a lot, but just a little bit won't do anything to either. There you go. So it's all ready to go, ready to be addressed to whomever you wish to send it to. So there you go. I will move on to the next video, and I hope you will too. Enjoy your project. Let me know if you have any questions.